Hey, what's going on YouTube? Lionel here, and today I have another fragrance review on this lovely Sunday here in Texas. Um, Today I come from the house of Therry Mugler, and I'm going to talk about one of the A-Man flankers, and that one is Pure Havane. I have not got my nose on Pure Coffee. I had a chance to buy it, a little bit more than I wanted to pay for it. Maybe if I could have did it over, I would have did it. So anyway, I don't know. I really didn't have the money anyway, but Pure Havane was released last year, I believe, 2010. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. First saw it at Nordstrom's. Had to be last winter. So um, it is. What did I say? It is the third in the A-Man flankers: coffee, malt, and then Havane. Um, and it is considered a gourmand just as the others. I'll talk about the note breakdown, which you can find at Fragrantica. It is tobacco and honey in the top. Then you have patchouli, vanilla, and cocoa in the heart. And then in the base you have um, citrus amber, and then you have French labdana. That's right. So um, what do I think about this one? Oh, I'm also going to make a comparison to another fragrance which costs about 3 times as much, and I think Havana could be a worthy substitute for that one. So um, this one is the least popular of the A-Man flankers. As you all will know, you have to give away two children and a kidney to get pure coffee. You have to give away one kid and maybe I don't know, some blood for pure malt and pure Vine, which I think is worthy in its own right. You can find easily on eBay for right about retail. So, and some of the swap threads sell them fairly reasonable too. So anyway, note breakdown. So I usually don't talk about note breakdowns because I mean you can just Google it. But I want to talk about this one because I want to talk about how this one develops. Oftentimes you'll hear people talk about like two dry downs, let me tell you what happens. In Pure Havana for me, and my initial spray right off the top, I get tobacco and honey, and then the tobacco just kind of evaporates. It just kind of goes away. I don't know when, but it goes away. Maybe first 30, 45 minutes, I'm not having any tobacco. Then I'm just kind of left with honey. Then it starts to transition, excuse me, into the heart, and the vanilla and cocoa starts to get sweeter, and then the tobacco starts to creep back in, and I start to get more tobacco, almost like tobacco that I had at the top. Um, that happens at about the third to fourth, I don't know, 3 hours or so, 2 or 3 hours. Um, that tobacco creeps back in and starts to really, um, you know, make a name for itself in the heart. With the vanilla and cocoa and the honey comes in, which just sweetens up, So in the heart, the vanilla and the cocoa kind of just sweetens. I don't get a lot of cocoa in this one. When you think about cocoa, I don't get a lot out of this one. So I don't know if cocoa is you know, it says it's in a note breakdown. I'll trust it, but I just don't get a lot of it. Really, what I'm getting is vanilla, honey, and tobacco in the heart. The patchouli doesn't dominate like it does in the original A-Man. I get this for the next about 3 hours. So just say I'm at the 6 hour mark now, 6, 7 hours. It starts to stick really close to the skin, and I have a nice sweet smell, which is probably just the vanilla and the honey and the cocoa. And I really don't have any tobacco at this point. Maybe I don't know what citrus does, so I should have. I spelled it Styrix. Maybe it's Styrix. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, so I can't really talk to it. You know, all I can tell you what my nose gets is I get a nice sweet honeyish, vanilla-ish smell. You know, with a little density maybe added for the amber. So almost what you get at about 12, 14 hours in a man, you get in the base of this thing here. So um, with just more honey. So the honey just kind of hints around, just kind of sweetens it up a bit. So anyway, that's what I get. I get about 6 hours of about 5 to 6 hours of projection. At the fourth hours, your bubble is starting to condense. First 3 hours is good, starts to condense at the other. It lasts a good 8 to 10 hours, maybe. But again, you're just getting the nice, sweet, dusty smell. Um, Now, my comparison to tobacco vanille, I actually get more tobacco in pure Havane than I do in than I do in tobacco vanille. So pure Havane gives me more tobacco than tobacco vanille is very misleading because I don't get a lot of tobacco. I mean, I would assume that one would give me more tobacco because it's tobacco vanille. This is pure Havane. So, um, I do enjoy tobacco vanille a lot, but it's just for the price. I think pure Havana is a worthy substitute. Now the differences are this: and tobacco vanille, the honey, you know that the skin dust powder that you get in like the girls wear. They put that dusty stuff on them and it smells sweet. That's the kind of sweetness you get from pure Havana. It's kind of dusty, while tobacco vanilla is like you took honey fresh out of the jar and just kind of poured it on you. It's the honey is much more dense. The vanilla is much sweeter. It is just a sweet bomb with tobacco vanilla versus pure Havana. So um, I do enjoy them both. But I wouldn't own them both. And since Pure Havana was accessible and a worthy substitute, I went with Pure Havana. So everyone has their opinions. That's what I think. Overall, I give it about a 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 because I think what it set out to do, it did well. So I got about 3 more videos coming. So I'll talk to you soon. God bless.